Hey everybody, this is Javier. I have Joseph here with me. We're about to talk about the assassination attempt on President Trump, Mr. President, however you want to call him, but he nearly died today. Isn't that right, Joseph?
Yeah, it looks like it came pretty close. Looks like he was grazed, and fortunately, well, fortunately for the former president, the guy wasn't a very good shot. It looks like, um, but it sounds like two other people were wounded and one spectator was killed. So
Yeah.
he definitely didn't miss shooting innocents and trying to kill another innocent um, in the form of the former president, because nothing that the former president has done could justify this. Nothing can justify this kind of political violence, and it's frankly disgusting, and it's a real low point for our country.
It is. I think one of the things that we need to do before we start is our thoughts and prayers go to the life that was lost, the people that were hurt, the first responders, the law enforcement, and even the Secret Service. If it wasn't for those people, we don't know what would happen to President Trump today.
Yeah, and prayers to President Trump and his family, because that was he very well could have died today. And I hear he's going to be at the UFC fight tonight. I hope he is. I'll be watching UFC tonight. So.
Oh, can you imagine if he was like, I know he's been in WWE for a while. He's been doing that for a little bit.
Yeah.
It showed off today. It surely showed off today.
Yeah. Not kidding.
He's like, he took that photo op. He definitely took that photo op. I actually have one of the best videos ready for everybody to watch.
Okay, great.
I don't know if you want to watch it with us, Joseph.
Yes, I do. I mean, not great, terrible, but
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
No, but
but amongst all the videos, this is like one of the videos that I actually found. It's not I actually found it, but somebody recorded it. Yeah, this is President Trump right here. This is Making America Great Again. See that? It just missed him. He just grabbed his ear right there.
Yep.
Like, can you believe the hell that he has to go through to become the president of the United States again?
They've tried to stop him every way they could since the very beginning. And that's not saying who I'm voting for. It's just a fact. They've tried to stop him, every single step of the way. They tried to stop him, and it seems almost vitriolic in their hatred. And I would say the mainstream media bears some responsibility for this.
They do. They definitely do. I mean, just the way that they're approaching President Trump as he's like the devil reincarnated, that he's just the worst thing that's going to happen to America.
Yep. And this is where all those years of horrible things said about President Trump, this is what it leads to right there. And it's just sick. It's sickening. I thank God that he wasn't seriously hurt. I mean, imagine the effect on his son Barron. Imagine the effect on his wife. Imagine the effect on his adult children. I mean, these are human beings who would be affected by an act of violence. It's just sick.
It is very bad. Can we just say how he's taking the time to, even when he's shot in the ear, he's taking the time to play for the crowd.
Yeah. That was pretty impressive. I would personally expect a landslide victory because of this.
I mean, I think it's coming. I think it's definitely coming.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see any way now that he is not going to be our president.
Right.
Like, they tried to take his money from him. That didn't work.
Yep. They've gone after him every possible way they could. And
now they've literally tried to take his life. And we're not saying that it's somebody. I mean, they could just be a mentally disabled person. They could just be like a challenged person.
Yeah.
They could be just one of those crazy people. Like, it's not necessarily these I know there's people out on the internet that are gonna run around and say this and that. I mean, he generally just could be one of those crazy people that are out there.
Yeah, but you got to wonder where his political leanings lie, and I'm willing to bet it wasn't a Trump supporter.
No, definitely not a Trump
I,
supporter.
I just I can't see that. You got to wonder what the guy's beliefs are, and or were. I think his pronouns are was were now. He's definitely been capped by the Secret Service, no question. I heard an eyewitness say that they blew his head off. So, yeah,
Yeah, he's no longer alive. That's kind of how we
he's
should
no
leave it
longer
at
with
that
us.
one.
So
Hmm.
sad. Anyway,
I mean, just look how he's playing to the crowd, though.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
just like, like God, this dude's just over here, just
yep,
taking. Like that's incredible to me.
yep,
That's incredible that he's just like hurt
yep,
like that and still it's still going.
yep. And I'm willing to bet that he'd be at UFC tonight.
Oh man, I keep that would be something. That would be incredibly something. Just a patch with his ear, just they bandage his ear up.
Honestly, I hope he shows up just unpatched, just completely. The blood's still on his face, because that's what people need to see. Because the level of vitriol that is risen in this country towards President Trump, whether you like him or not, okay, you don't like him, don't vote for him. Just pull the lever on election day for somebody else. There's plenty to choose from, including Chase Oliver, including Cornel West, including RFK Jr., including unfortunately President Biden, who I really think does need to drop out. He's too old to do the job. And you've got Donald Trump. So you have options. It's not like you have to go to some lengths of your extreme vitriol that you have to try to shoot a man, or shoot a man, which is what they did. They tried to kill former President Trump today. And I don't want it swept under the rug that the mainstream media bears some real responsibility for this, because they've been cheerleading for it basically. Remember when Kathy Griffin held up the head? You remember
Yeah,
the severed
I
Trump head?
remember, I
It's,
remember that.
it's I mean, there's this movement, whether it's conscious or not, in a lot of mainstream circles, media, and Hollywood, to really demonize this man, and you got to wonder why. You really do have to wonder why. Is it that they really just don't agree with what he has to say, or is there something else going on? I don't know, but I think it's sad either way, because it's led to an act of actual violence, and you know that kind of thing doesn't happen in a vacuum. That person was motivated by something, most likely hatred of Donald Trump, or Trump derangement syndrome, as Trump likes to call it. So I think we can see DTS on full display there, no question.
I mean, wouldn't it be something if they brought the fallen family member that was shot,
Yeah, yeah,
and then they brought him out during the election, or even during the what is it, the next convention that's coming up?
yeah, yeah. That would be something, and frankly, they should. That person who was killed and the two that were wounded were they were shot and attacked for their political beliefs, whether you agree with them or not. And that's not something we want in this country. Um, it's really sick. It's really sick. And I see on my X feed, I see a lot of people celebrating this, like, oh, or saying, oh, I wish he hadn't have missed, or something.
Yeah, I saw that
I just,
too. I
I,
know.
I just, what is wrong with people? Like, what's wrong with you that you would wish death upon another human being? It's not very peaceful. It's not very nice. It's not very
I mean,
Christian.
I would bet those are people who haven't seen death. Though
Yeah,
I would bet those are people who don't actually they don't know actually what they're saying. They're
yeah,
just saying it because they're behind a keyboard.
yeah, yeah. It's violence is not something that you should wish upon your fellow human beings, no matter who it is. And I don't, like I said, I don't
Yeah.
care who it is.
Well, I mean, like I'm pretty sure those people actually haven't seen somebody dead. Like
No.
I have, I know you have.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. It's not something that people want to like cheer about.
Yeah. And I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised to see it. Um, I'm not surprised to see it happening on social media. People are cheering it. I'm surprised there's not, pundits in the media. I bet you one of the pundits in the media is going to say something stupid. You
Well,
know,
I'm waiting for them to
and
spin it. I'm waiting for them to spin it in a weird way.
yeah,
Like I don't know who's gonna do it, but it's gonna be somebody.
yeah, and I'm just waiting for somebody to say something stupid. You know, um, I wonder which political pundit it's going to be. But
But that being said, like man, if this doesn't make you not want to vote for Trump, I don't know what would.
it does make me want to vote for him. I'll be honest with you.
It does. It makes me want to vote for him. It makes me like now. It makes me think like, is this going to? Are the Americans are actually going to come out and vote like they did in 2020?
Yeah, well, I think they will now. There's going to be a lot of sympathy for him, and
Mhm.
that's not to say that I agree with him on every single issue, because I don't. There's a lot that I disagree with,
Yeah, I don't
but
agree with him on a lot of issues either.
yeah,
But
but he, you know, he certainly has my sympathy because somebody tried to kill him because of his political beliefs. I mean, that's over the top, man. It's completely over the top, and I can't believe it. I keep thinking back to the assassination of JFK and all of the theories, that circle around that particular assassination that was unfortunately successful. Um, and it makes me wonder, how did that shooter get on that roof with the amount of security that a former president or a president had? And I saw a video from the BBC of an eyewitness saying that these people pointed them out to the police. Oh, he's up there, he's up there. There's somebody shooting with and the crawling with a gun, hadn't shot yet, and was crawling across the roof with a gun. Um, they pointed out to the local police and Secret Service, and they looked at him like, "Huh? What?" And then the shots rang out. So, is this something that the deep state wanted to have happen? I have to wonder. You know, um, is this something that could have some sort of deeper conspiracy to it? Maybe. I mean, it's possible. I don't
I
know.
mean, I don't want to say that yet. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go there. But if it happens again, if something like that happens again, then yeah, maybe that question should start coming up. Because one time, maybe I'm just gonna say that maybe it's just like a loony person. It's just
Mhm.
somebody that's mentally challenged that doesn't quite know what they're doing. Because there's a lot of people that need some kind of mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, it genuinely could be that. You know, um, but loony people have political beliefs too.
They do. They do. They
you know,
believe in the craziest things.
yeah. There's a whole spectrum of crazy out there on both sides of the aisle, and even throughout the spectrum, there's an entire world of crazy people, and yeah. So I'm not saying that that's what has transpired, but I find those sort of I find the speculation interesting, and I find it intriguing, and sometimes you just gotta wonder. So obviously, none of the facts are out yet, or very little of the facts. So I can't really say that.
Yeah, like a lot of the misinformation is actually coming out right now, and people are just like I feel like everybody's just trying to out hot take each other right now.
Yeah,
Like they're just trying to make up bigger and bigger stories,
yeah,
and I don't want to do that. Like I came on
no,
here, like I brought you on, and I wanted to thank the first responders. I wanted to thank the law enforcement. I wanted to have my thoughts and prayers for everybody that was there, President Trump, the families that passed, the people that got hurt.
yeah. It's just a really really sad day for the country.
Mhm.
It's
It's really a wake up call, if anything.
yeah.
It's really because I could tell you, I was just laying around the house, and then I got a text message, and they're all like, "What, you didn't know?" Like, no, what am I talking about? And they're just like, "Hey, somebody tried to assassinate President Trump." I'm like, "What do you mean someone tried to assassinate President Trump?" And then here I am googling it, and I'm like, "Well, hell, sure enough, someone trying to shoot him."
Yeah, yeah, it's really something. It's frankly unbelievable. I was shaking with just I don't know if it was anger or panic or what, but just very upset because I thought he was wounded very seriously.
Well, I
But
mean, it was real close. Like it got his
yeah,
ear. Can
yeah,
you imagine? Can you imagine if it was just a little bit more to the left or the right, and it would have probably got him right there. And it would have.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would have yeah, it certainly would have got him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just really just really sad about it today. I was actually walking on a nature trail when my fiance called me and said, get home now. President Trump has been shot, and I'm like, what the, what the
Mm-hmm.
heck? So I ran home as fast as I could. Thankfully, I wasn't too far down the trail, but just insane.
Yeah.
Just completely insane. I would I would doubt if the shooter or they keep saying the shooter. I would doubt if the assassin um, had any prior military experience. I mean, if you can aim that close and you can get in an elevated position and you're firing with an AR style rifle, which apparently they found at the scene, according to what I've seen on X, you're not going to miss. I mean, not. It's just
I mean,
it's
if you ask me, I think God was with him that day.
yeah, yeah. I
If you
think
ask me, like, I think God was with him that day. Like, there has to be a reasons why he's still alive right now.
yeah. It's insane that they grazed him in the ear with a bullet
Mm,
and he didn't, and he didn't die.
yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know, how lucky can a guy get? I just, yeah,
I mean, it's whatever we need to call it right now. You know, and I don't want to be like everybody else where they run on the internet and they just start bashing the Democrats and Biden and that's not what we're here to do. That's not
no,
what we're doing right now.
no, no, no. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone is celebrating this.
No,
Um,
no, no one
you
is
know,
celebrating this. If anything, everybody is happy. Everybody is a sign of relief that he's still alive.
right, right. That he's not, seriously
Mhm.
wounded or killed. Yes.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I saw gosh, what did I see? I just had it in my brain and then I lost it. I'm sorry.
It's
Um,
okay.
yeah, I kind of threw on my hat. I wasn't quite. I was like, oh, okay, got to
You know
record.
what?
Fit
I,
right
I
in.
wasn't even planning on recording. Like
Yeah, I
once I
know.
read this, I'm like, man,
Okay, you
it's
got to
this
do a
has
show.
bothered me to the point where I got to put it out there, let everybody know what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
even if
yeah,
they like it or not.
yeah, exactly.
You
Um,
know.
yeah, it was. I mean, s- you know, I just ran home as fast as I could, and because I was watching the lead up to the rally live on um, the the YouTube channel Agenda Free TV.
Oh yeah.
And I had just walked out, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the guitar store, I'll see you later. And got a call, oh, hey, Trump's been shot. So I turned right around, ran as fast as I could back to the house because, I mean, I literally had just left. I was not even half a mile from home.
But yeah, I think we're gonna sign off, and we're gonna do this one more time. I wanted to thank the law enforcement, the first responders, prayers and thoughts for President Trump, the one person that passed away, the several people that were injured. I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to it before we actually get off.
Just, hoping to see President Trump, doing well. And I really, really hope to see him at UFC tonight. I too am thankful for the law enforcement, the Secret Service, and you know, my condolences to the families of the of the rally attendees that have been shot and killed, or shot and wounded. And of course, I'm praying for President Trump and his family. I honestly, I know everyone's happy that he's not hurt, um, but I think it's a real indicator for our country right now that I'm afraid we may be, entering a very dark period. And I really hope I'm wrong. I really do. So I just pray for the country as well that, we get through this, and whoever is elected in November does a good job of steering the ship. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Javier. Pleasure.
You're welcome. You're welcome.